Hey, that was hot.
I think my life might be better if I lived in Colorado.
My name is Reneé Rapp. I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina. I am an artist, and I do other too, and I just exist.
Throw my phone into a lake and watch it sink to a better place.
Growing up in North Carolina I detested it as a kid because I hated country music. Hated it. I wanted it to burn to a crisp. Now growing up, Casey Musgraves is one of my favorite lyricists and now favorite artists because I really, really, really appreciate how delicate and gorgeous some country music is. But growing up, I really just listened to R&B and singers, like Queen's singers.
Swear to God, I'm going.
My first CD or whatever that I got was a Pink album, but then I kind of learned how to sing, I always say this, from listening to Beyonce, because I still think she's one of my favorites, if not God to me. And so I basically would just listen to her on repeat and just really try to sing like that. So I feel in a lot of ways that taught me how to sing was looking up to a lot of really, really, really powerful female vocalists of the early 2000s. It definitely shaped who I am.
But I think I'd probably hate my life if I lived in Colorado.
I've been writing songs for forever and ever, amen. I have I have this memory of, I want to say I was 10, and laying down actually on the ground, in a composition notebook and writing this song. The lyrics are as follows, right? Hey, pause. Can anybody hear me? Pause. I'm lost, pause. Crowd's getting kind of dreary. To be clear, I was spitting, okay? I was so young, and I was spitting, because that was also the Demi Lovato era of who says I can't? And I was I'm that. I am that. And so I remember writing that down, and I wrote it in blue marker. Also, I have ADHD, which I now know, but at the time, I could not get through it. And I was why can't I get through a song? I must be a terrible songwriter. Untrue. I hope. At this point,
I choose the devil I know over the heaven I don't.
I think my most memorable performance is my great-grandmother passed. She passed. Her name was Snow, by the way. I know, kind of hot now looking back. She died, and I performed at her funeral. I said, I'm sorry, can we make this about me? And I was so young, bro. I think I was 7. But also, my parents have been pushing me since the day I was born. Everybody in my family was can we book Reneé? Where should we book? A funeral? Perfect. Snow, we love you. Amazing grace. But that was a first big performance opportunity for me. But yeah, my grandma was dude, she would have loved this. And I'm sure she's down there you're pitchy, but okay. That was my first big performance opportunity. Next question.
We need a second.
When I walk in the kitchen, my heart hits the floor, 'cause it's you that I'm missing. Still see a vision of us cooking dinner and you holding me from behind.
I have always known that this was exactly verbatim what I was going to do, and there was no question in my mind whether I was going to do it. There were questions in my mind whether I was good at it. There still are. Because I think in Broadway, I really was okay, I gotta fit the mold, I gotta do my thing. As sure of myself as I am and present, and typically do feel that way, I became a lot like a mold that I should fit. Even in the way of I got really sick. I had an eating disorder. And I was I gotta do this thing and be this thing. And it was a really terrible time for me mentally. And so what's so different about music, and also this point in my life, is you make me cry. I have such agency over my life now, and I have people around me that love me just as I am presenting myself. So I don't feel I need to be anything else or sing differently. I think I can sing like myself. Which is really nice.
Falling in love, no, it ain't for the weak.
Everything to Everyone just really comes from the EP was the craziest thing because I've learned like everything about myself. It was a crazy experience of my life. I've taken 7 moments where I feel like I am at my lowest and turned those into the best moments of my entire year, which is so cool. And I feel so grateful to be able to say that. And I feel like this is the first year that I've really been myself and that I'm living for myself and I'm not like dimming myself down to make anybody smaller or make somebody comfortable. Like I am really just out here existing for me and solely me. And that's this whole project.
Now it's just me and 100 square feet, a bittersweet memory.
What does this moment, though, on the brink of something massive, feel like?
It feels like if I start talking about it, I'm gonna cry. I feel so excited. I feel like this is all I've ever wanted to do my whole life. And I'm so excited that I like get to do it. And so like even today, like when we were like filming this stuff, I was like, I can't like believe that I get to do it. And it's really exciting because I've looked up to so many people who've done this. And I feel so lucky to have like so many, like I look around and I'm like, there are literally people who are here wanting to listen to me sing. And that was cool. This is all I've ever cared about. And I wouldn't get to do this if nobody was listening, so thank you for listening. And the tear. Oh, God, that's so me. God, that's so me. Wow. If you need like a 5-second clip of like, what's Reneé like? It's like, yeah, you, tear.
Strangers to lovers, standing